Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I have your weekly preview for the week of June 26, 2023. We're going to be going over the Soulforge, the World event, the Summer of Love event, event key drop table, glory shop, traitstone, all that good stuff, campaign. Yes, let's get started with the event. Dominion overall. New epic troop Dominion. Get this troop with glory from the rewards tab of the shop. Not going to be doing a like goal this week. I'm going to give y'all a break off that in the community tab posts and stuff like that. But still, keep your eye on the community tab. I might write something there about what we're doing. I have an idea for a video for Thursday I'm going to do. Make sure, hey, hit the like. It still helps a ton. It's one way you can support the channel for free. Hit a like, leave a comment, and you can help the channel do better. Alright, Summer of Love, play the new holiday event, and earn currency for the holiday store. Unlock a new legendary troop, a new pet, and even some new armor. We're going to check that out in a little bit. Army of Light, experience a new world event with your guildmates. Play world event battles every day to unlock rewards. We'll also be going over the epic trials and running a battle. Ravatar Skull, the campaign has started. New rewards every week. Don't miss out. 13 days, so 2 weeks left of that. I think you can technically get the Mythic. We will check that out soon as well. Week of Divines, all Divine troops gain 10% to skills. Week of Knights, all Knights gain 10% to their skills. Bonus glory, use Dominion and PvP to gain 5 glory. Alright, let's go straight to that Soulforge and see what's in there. I've already been tipped off. There's one there that I need. So let's get it. Alright, we have Tuzi. Might be the first time she's been available in the Soulforge. We have Rathamon, maybe same thing for him. The Wild King, a really good troop there. Medusa, yep, that's the one I need, and was a campaign mythic that they forgot to put in the Soulforge. Another egregious mistake by the devs that's making the player base go down quite a bit lately, and yeah, it's finally in here. It should have been in here last cycle at worst. Ares, Smashed Mouth. The Dragon Soul Web Spinner. Ooh, pretty juicy Soulforge. Stuff we haven't had before, and then a really good Mythic and a really good Legendary. Alright, let's put them in order, starting with the Mythics. The first one you want to craft is the Wild King, a top 10 Mythic. I did a top 20 Mythics for 2023 video. Go check that out. And the Wild King got like 7th, maybe 6th. I think he got 7th. Top 10 Mythic, number 7. That's really good. So he's the 7th best Mythic in the game, according to my list, in my opinion. 22 green, blue, yellow, Pan's Veil, Wildfolk, enrage all allies and give them 41 attack. Then create a mix of 22 skulls and yellow gems. He's really good. Summon a Bone Storm at the start of battle. Definitely should get him. He's a top 10 Mythic, if you can. Alright, who would be next? So we got Rathamon, Medusa, and Ares. Ares is kind of trash. You know, average. It's not trash. Medusa, not great either. Does stone blocks, which is weird. So, yeah. Let me look at him real quick. Might be Rathamon. Rathamon, maybe. It's really close between It's really close between the final 3. They're all like above average. I'm gonna say Rathamon. Create a mix of 24 purple gems and skulls, gain 20 souls, and cleanse all allies. I think most people are probably gonna get Medusa ahead of Rathamon because they might not have it. Maybe they're free to play. But if you're going in strict order of what's most useful, I would say the Wild King is first, and then Rathamon, and then perhaps Medusa would be next. We have 24 purple, yellow, brown, Mist of Scales, Naga Monster. Deal true damage to an enemy boosted by stone blocks, then convert 8 gems of one of their mana colors to stone blocks. That's not great because stone blocks are stupid and they're never around, so when are you going to get that boost? Except for maybe in the underworld. And then converting gems into stone blocks, like why? Curse and stun a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems is the reason I would put it ahead of Ares. Ares here, 20 red, yellow, brown, KZO construct. Deal a range of damage to the first enemy. If they die, explode 8 gems. So it's like a weak Arachnean Weaver that doesn't do true damage, that does a range of damage that could do the lower end, and you can never really count on it, and then it explodes 8 gems, which is okay. It's not the best. I think, what does Arachnean Weaver explode? Like 15, like double? So Arachnean Weaver does like double the damage at least, probably quadruple the damage, and then it explodes twice as many gems, and it has a good traits and everything. This thing has Stone Skin, which is okay. It has double skull damage for stunned enemies. I don't know if it's ever going to be in first slot or not, but not a great troop. I remember when it came into the game, you know how it goes. Sensational, channels out, whatever. Yeah, every new mythic's the best new mythic. So don't believe everything you see out there. Ares is not that good. It's a super average mythic. Medusa is another super average mythic. The Wild King is a top 10 mythic, and Rathamon is like an above average mythic. Alright, so the Wild King is what you should go for there. Let's go over the legendaries. Web Spinner might be one of very few that you should craft in the Soulforge. Legendaries, you should only craft the top 5 because you can get them much cheaper other places with like glory keys, gem keys, guild seals, anything like that. You should try to get most of your legendaries off of keys, but the top 5, if you happen to see them in the Soulforge, you should grab them up because you'll just get them sooner. So Web Spinner is a potentially top 5 legendary, 16 green, blues, all carry Daemon, deal damage to all enemies and poison them, create 9 green gems. Its main gimmick, though, is the deal triple skull damage to poisoned and webbed enemies, and it inflicts web when doing skull damage, and it does that first so that it always deals that triple skull damage, as long as they can be webbed. And then its spell isn't bad, too. Like, its main gimmick is definitely the lethal toxin and the snare, but its spell isn't that bad, either. It does damage to all enemies, it poisons them, so it has another way to apply the thing that will let it do the lethal toxin. And then it creates 9 green gems. It uses green, so it can get a little bit loopy, too. Web Spinner is one of my favorite legendaries. I don't use it very often, but it's one of the best legendaries in the game, for sure. Got the Dragon Soul, we got Smashed Mouth, we got Tuzi. Tuzi's not great, but she is available for the first time, so you might bump her up for that. At least in the Soulforge, I'm pretty sure. You should have got her through the event she was through, but if you happen not to. Dragon Soul, an older troop that's not used as much anymore. People try to still hang on to it like it's something, but it's really not. But it might be the second best one here, so let's check out Smashed Mouth, though. Smashed Mouth is the second best legendary in the Soulforge. You probably should not craft it, but it is here if you want to do that. 14 red-green Zaijin Goblin Giant. Deal damage to an enemy and knock them to the back. Drain 7 mana from all enemies below them. Gain an extra turn. So it has an extra turn. It has a mana drain. It has damage. It bleeds and silences the first enemy when I deal skull damage. It has armored. I think it's a solid legendary. Might be a little bit underrated. That is better than the Dragon Soul. The Dragon Soul, it's okay if you get it when you're level 50 or you're level 100 or something. If it was like your first legendary ever, it wouldn't be too bad. It's 16 red, purple, Dragon's Claw, Dragon Mystic. Explode random gems. Deal 8 damage to all enemies boosted by number of dragon allies. Gain 15 souls. 50% chance to become a baby dragon with full mana on death. So it just doesn't do enough damage. Early game, if you have a full dragon team, it can be okay. But later in the game, you will never ever use it again. Even if you want to. You'll use it, it won't hit hard enough, and you'll switch to something else. Last would be Tuzi. She doesn't do very much. 14 red, green, Shintang, Wildfolk, Mystic. Give life to all allies, then create 9 yellow gems boosted by enchanted allies. So you can only have 4 enchanted allies, and I don't even think she counts. So it's really like 3. So what do you make? Like 12 yellow, which isn't enough. You want to see 13 or 14 to really loop. And then giving life to all allies isn't that good either. 30% chance to enchant a random ally when an ally casts a spell. That's not terrible, but she needs to have a good spell too to make that good enough. So not great, but hey, first time you can get her in the Soulforge, that's notable. Alright, weapons. What do we have? We have Fist of Heaven, which is decent. Blows up yellow gems and gives a positive stats effect to all divine allies, then summons a divine troop. Angel of Death. Staff of Whitehelm. Guardian Hammer, this is like one of the only weapons that's decent in the World event this week. You might want to grab it up just for that. It makes yellow and brown for Whitehelm allies. The restriction is Whitehelm. You can't really boost off of Divine or Human or anything else because the mixture of troops that there are. So Whitehelm is the best one to try to boost off of, and Guardian Hammer is like the only good weapon for the World event this week. So you might want to grab it. It's only 300 diamonds. Just for that World event. You might not ever use it again, but yeah. Divine Protector is good. It deals damage to an enemy, boosted by Divine allies, and create a mix of 6 red and yellow gems for each Divine ally. Divines use red and yellow quite a bit. Doom Scripture is probably the most important weapon available in the Soulforge. It's for that one day, on that one week, for that one color, for that one guy that fights you. But everybody should get them eventually, and it's going to be a long time before it comes back around. So the reason that you would craft this is just because it takes forever to see it again. Not because it's awesome or anything. It is awesome on defense in Guild Wars, but that's like a very specific thing that doesn't happen very often, and not that many people are going to fight you unless you're Paragon and Bracket 1 or 2. So it's not as important as other people make it out to be, but the fact that it doesn't come around very often is the main reason you want to get it, not because it's awesome and you're going to use it every day on every team. And that's it. So as far as weapons go, you want to get that Doom Scripture first, and then go after Divine Protector, and then maybe think about Guardian Hammer for the World event. If you have enough, do Fist of Heaven as well. So the overall order would be the Wild King is first, and then I would go with Web Spinner second, and then Doom Scripture third. So overall, Wild King first, Web Spinner second, Doom Scripture third. Alright, so that's the Soulforge. Let's check out that World event. Army of Light. Dominion, the Angel of War, greeted us outside of Whitehelm with an offer. If we were worthy, he would raise an army of knights to march with us, defeat enemies of Whitehelm, and collect trophies to show Dominion. We have a spell damage medal. You want to hit all enemies, or as many as possible. There's not that many options. Go check out my World Event Team video, please. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to help the channel, support the channel, keep the channel going, just hit a like and leave a comment. The scoring, I have a scoring video as well. Both of those videos are like 5 minutes long, so it's not going to like take up much of your time to go watch them, and I really appreciate it. I'll link the team video at the end of the video here. Scoring's not too hard, but go check it out for extra info. Always want to grab your stuff here before you start fighting, in case you get some tokens, because the medal is the whole event. Nothing else matters except for the medal. Spell damage. Don't worry about like what your troop boosts off of. Spell damage, every troop in the game casts a spell. So it's not magic you're boosting, it's the spell you're boosting. So no big deal if it boosts off armor or whatever, it still helps out. That's a ton of extra spell damage. 160% for one medal, 320% if you get 2, and just imagine if you have 3, it's a lot. Buy up to at least Tier 2, usually, and Tier 3 would be a good idea, probably, as well. And do your share. Alright, let's check out the shop. Buy your Spoils of War, of course, every single week. Then we have Dominion, the Glory Shop troop. Red, Yellow, Whitehelm, Divine Knight. Deal damage to an enemy. If they are a daemon, deal triple damage, then cleanse myself. Reduce damage from skulls by 40%. Summon a light storm at the start of battle. All allies gain 2 random skill points. Not great. It does come in with Arcane Storm traitstones, though. You get 2 every time you buy a copy of the troop. So 2 Arcane Storm traitstones, which are red and yellow. Let's go check out what troops you can fully trait with that red-yellow traitstone. You can buy as many as you want right now with Glory. Go to the troops. Go to red, yellow, all colors, base rarity. Alright, what do we got? Amarok has that volcanic meteor. Burn and stun a random enemy with magic 4 or more gems. Eye of Argus has the Eye of Destruction. Create 2 Doom Skulls at the start of my turn. We got Infernus, one of the best burns in the entire game. Burn all enemies on 4 or 5 gem match. Ishtara, 50% chance to bless a random ally when my turn begins. Jotnar, give a random ally a barrier on 4 or 5 gem match. Pharaoh Nefertani, deathmark a random enemy and magic 4 or more gems. Voice of Orpheus, cleanse all allies when matching yellow gems. Garnock, 50% start for orcs. King Salinas, 50% start for wild folk. That's pretty important for like the Scourge of Honor. You got Apophysis, Empowered Converter. And doing this off the top of my head, here's another Empowered Converter, green to brown. Got Harpy Mage, Swift. You'll use her quite a bit in the Underworld, but you can't use Leprechaun, and that Swift is very helpful if you have an enchant potion. She gets up on second turn. Grave Seer is an Empowered Converter, green to purple. Lamashtu, Empowered Converter, yellow to purple, and does damage. Scurvy Sea Dog, another one, Empowered Converter. Is this the Empowered Converter Stone? Another one, Tricknala. Inflict Hunter's Mark on the first enemy, then convert all green gems to skulls. Pretty important. And I think that's it. Yeah, but that's quite a bit. So, pretty good stone there. Make sure you get it. Tricknala. Harpy Mage. Harpy Mage is really important. The King Salinas is pretty important. Voice of Orpheus is notable. And, the, like, Infernus is pretty important. Stuff like that. Alright, event key drop table is Whitehelm. Let's go check that out. Alright, so these are the troops you can get in the event key drop table. Of course, you can't get the faction troops. Of course, there's some troops here or there that you can't get, but most of these you can get in the event key drop table. Most notable is probably Guard's Avatar, the Mythic. Really good, hits all enemies, quick clear, nice to have. You don't need it, and it's not a top 10, but it's just nice to have. The Archdeva's okay. Holy Saint Astra is very important for Tesla. 50% start for humans. Tesla is a human. Tesla is one of the best troops in the game right now. You can use her for a lot of stuff. So to have her 50% start is really, really, really important. So make sure you get Holy Saint Astra. Don't go throwing like thousands of event keys, but try to throw a few hundred and get this Holy Saint Astra if you don't have it. If you happen to get Guard's Avatar along the way, that would be great, but I wouldn't throw like thousands. Gargoyle you get in the Underworld really easily. You don't get it with event keys. Mercy is good, Empowered Converter. And Angry Mob is pretty good. Used quite a bit. And then you have Sister Superior for like Ironhawk teams. So not a bad event key. Probably like a top 15. A top 12 even maybe. But not a top 10, not a top 5. There's other kingdoms you should save up for, and event keys are really hard to come by, so I wouldn't recommend throwing more than... Don't throw like 1,000. Definitely throw under 1,000. Would be my recommendation. And you would have to be missing, like Guard's Avatar, the Archdeva, Holy Saint Astra, Mercy, Sister Superior, Angry Mob. Like, the more of those you're missing, the more you should throw event keys. But don't go over like 1,000. I'd recommend like 750 or under. Don't go any higher than that. Alright, so let's see what else is going on this week. Today you're going to be doing your world event, of course. Your campaign. All your dailies. Maybe the summer event. Maybe the epic trials. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have Hall of Guardians faction event. So if you don't have Hall of Guardians done, if you want to smash it all into one day, you can do that tomorrow. I'll have some teams for you at Reset on Tuesday. Wednesday is the pet. I got a pet up right now. I can't remember what the pet was. Whitehelm. I can't remember, but it's on my spoiler video if you really want to know. Thursday, Priest class event. Not a great class, which is right here. And then this weekend we have a faction event for Sunken Fleet. We're going to get a Deep Delve. We're going to get a new troop. The new troop looks okay. Nothing too special, but not bad either. It's like a mana generator. I think it does a Bone Storm too. The troop art's pretty cool. He's like a pirate skeleton. But yeah, the Deep Delve, Deep delves aren't very important. You're not going to go doing deep delves. But if you don't have Sunken Fleet to 500, you don't have all your renown from there, you don't have the pet, it's pretty important to try to get that done this weekend while you have double potions from your horde level and the faction event. You can buy as many as you want. Throw a bunch of gems at it if you want to get it done this weekend and never have to worry about it again. While you get the event done, like, that's why it's important to do these when the event comes through and it's a weekend event. To get the event done and get all rewards, you're going to buy up to a certain potion, to a certain sigil, to a certain place in the shop anyway. You're going to buy up 3 or 4. So to go all the way to 500 and have your horde level potions, the event potions, and to be able to go to the power potion and buy it over and over and over, it's just a good time to just go ahead and get it to 500 while you're doing the event. While you already have potions, while you have double potions with your horde level. Like, why not just get it all the way done? That's the weekend event will be Sunken Fleet, Faction, Deep Delve, New Troop. Alright, so that's everything going on. Adventure board. Ooh, purple deeds. Make sure you go get those. Very precious. Don't be spreading your cheeks doing like level 16, 17 on all kingdoms. Make sure you do Magic Kingdoms first and then Zalkari second. I don't like that strategy. Well, I don't want myth stones. I don't want extra % myth stones. Only if you're going for peen, like Horde Mimic Mythic would be the only good reason to do that. Otherwise, when you're running a Vault event, you're just going to get to the chest faster, and you're going to waste time while you're trying to run Nomapaloozas and try to look for verses and gnomes and stuff. Your myth stones, now you have more, and now you're going to get to the boss chest faster, and now you're going to waste more time on the best of it in the game. So I definitely don't recommend that. But yeah, I know there's some bad advice out there to do that. If you already did it, it's already done. You're biased. I could do it right now, and I haven't done it. I'm not biased. I'm just trying to help. Alright, campaign. Anybody that already did that, they already went around and went to 16, 17, they're biased, and they can't go back. So they have to, like, defend it. You got to take that into account when you hear their advice. Queen Titania had felt the presence of a new god too. It disturbed her greatly. She agreed to send her sun sprites with us to the Pride Lands. We'd need a real army though, so we headed for Whitehelm. Imperial deeds are shared amongst all the kingdoms, so if you use them on all the kingdoms to go to 16, 17, you're not going to have enough to do Zalkari or your Magic Kingdom or your third one or whatever. Getting stuff to 20 is way more important than getting stuff to 16 or 17. Tasks, we got Glory Hound. You pretty much have to do PvP to get that. So even if they're not forcing us to do 25 PvP battles, they're going to force us to get Glory, which means you have to do PvP. Slayer, kill enemies in any battle except training. That one's easy. Yellow Slayer. Both of those will get done while you're doing the world event, while you're doing your adventure board, while you're doing your dungeon, while you're doing your dailies. It'll get done. So the only one you have to specifically target down will be the Glory Hound. Go do some PvP. It's like the only way to go get glory by doing battles. What are we getting? Some books, some writs, Death Tarot. So the paid side is getting this. I recommend buying the campaign pass. It's pretty cheap, and you get extra loot, and it makes it more important to do the campaign, and you don't feel like you're doing chores for no reason like I do. But Death Tarot is 6 purple. Pride Lands Construct. Create 2 Deathmark gems. There's a 7% chance of an extra turn for each purple gem on the board. Inflict a random stats effect on a random enemy when an ally casts a spell. And then technically you can get the Mythic as well if you have the Super Duper campaign pass, which I don't recommend. Have some patience. Don't spend a bunch of money on that. 22 purple, green, brown, Pride Lands Divine Wildfolk. Deal true damage to an enemy, boosted by my life. If the enemy dies, explode all Deathmark gems. Convert 2 yellow gems to Deathmark gems and my turn begins. If you get him, you might want to use him now. He's not going to be good, but he's going to be better right now than he will be in 2 weeks when the campaign is over and those Deathmark gems aren't falling. Wouldn't recommend it. He's not great, but if you want to try him now before he gets even worse. Getting some armor, which is good. Guard's Avatar, High Paladin, Paladin, Epic Trials. It's a Whitehelm week. There's lots of stuff that boosts off of armor. So that's cool. At least it adds up there. Okay, so the Summer of Love event. Use red troops to fight event battles. Each event battle earns fire. Spend fire in the event shop to purchase Forenza's flower, and more. So here's the battles. You get like 3 a day. You have that golden holiday battle. I don't think there's any like crazy strategy about when you use your golden holiday battle. I just use it and get it out of the way, and then I do my 3 a day. And then you should probably, if you want to get everything in the event shop, you should probably at least buy the 50 gem shop thing, extra turns every day. It's only 50 gems. It's not that much. And to make sure you get everything in here, you should buy it every day. 50 gems. So do your 3 turns, do your golden battle, and then buy another set of 3 turns. Fight 6 battles a day, and you'll get everything in here. I usually start with the armor because it's something you're never, ever, ever going to be able to get again. I hate when people argue with me about that. Who cares about the legendary? Who cares about the pet? Who cares about the orb? These 2 are trash. The armor is the thing you're never going to be able to get anywhere else ever again, most likely, so you should get the armor first. And you can wear it, peen, you know, for your peen, put it on quicker than other people. Wear it. 500 of those red dingleberries is all it costs. Looks cooler than I thought it did. I remember seeing some armor a couple months ago. I thought it was the summer armor, but it wasn't. And this is the summer armor, so when I said I think this armor sucks, I was thinking of something else. This is okay. I like this. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty decent. Second, you should probably... I don't know. This troop seems like decent. So whether you do the troop or the pet, doesn't really matter. I think the pet technically would be better, because it's going to be hard to get that golden pet other places. It's harder to get pets than it is to get troops sometimes. So I would go with the pet second. So do the armor first, then the pet. You're going to buy this pet multiple times until you get it fully ascended, and then it will pop up the golden pet once you buy enough to get this one fully ascended. It'll be right here in the same slot. It'll just turn to a golden Forenza's flower. You buy that one once and move on. So buy this one as many times as you can until you get it fully ascended, until it turns to golden. Buy the golden one once. Buy the armor once, of course, and then buy the legendary once. We got Forenza. 16, purple, green, bright forest fey. Deal damage to all enemies boosted by fairy fire gems, then summon a summer night. Create 1 fairy fire gem when my turn begins. I think this is the most interesting troop of the entire week. Of all the troops that are coming in this week, including the mythic and the campaign, including the glory shop troop, including the new sunken fleet troop, I think this one's the most interesting and has the most potential out of the 4 troops, the 4 new troops that came in this week. So I'm not sure, like, is that damage going to be good there? I'm going to have to take it for a spin. Fairy fire gems, we're going to have to see those too. But out of all the troops we're getting this week, this one has the most potential. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to mess with any of the 4 troops, any of the 4 new troops this week, mess with this one. Yeah, but summons a nice tank, does damage to all enemies, and has a unique fairy fire gem. And it gets to create that fairy fire gem when its turn begins. So pretty cool. It's a fey. Alright. And then it has this flower here that you can give it a little bit of extra stats. But yeah, that's a summer event. I mean, if you get the summer armor, you get the Forenza, you get all the copies of this pet, and then you get the golden pet, you could go for the Orb of Power. There is a achievement linked to this, getting the Orb of Power in a holiday event. Not the most important thing to me in the world to get an achievement no one else is ever going to see, but if you're an achievement hunter, you do have to do that. You have to get an Orb of Power from a holiday event, so keep that in mind, I guess. If we're going to make a team, let's make a team real quick. Level 18. Let's see what we got to work with. Maybe not the smoothest team here, but it's the first thing I thought of. Let's try again. Now we're going to do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. We got Magma Dragon. It's going to be fine for the early battles. So this wouldn't be too bad. I don't think I have my medals on or anything. Let's do one more, see if it works. Might switch to something else, but it's my first thought. Faux mag. We need red or yellow. Here we go. And we just cast Magma Dragon early. Got our Firestorm there, it was fine. Anyway, that's what I would recommend. Check out my live stream Wednesday. I'll have a couple more days to think about it. Let's go do the Epic Trials, and that'll be it. It's probably going to be a long weekly preview. Alright, we have the Topaz Giant. Deal damage to an enemy, then convert 5 purple gems to yellow giant gems. It creates a yellow giant gem when it takes skull damage. It reduces damage from skulls by 50%, and it summons a light storm at the start of battle. So it's a pretty good tank for this team. We got Paladin. This is your damage dealer. This is your win condition. Paladin, Whitehelm, Divine Knight, 11, yellow, green. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by my armor. So he's going to do around like 200 damage, which is pretty good. As long as you keep his armor on there. So what I would recommend is going like this, because that doesn't like hamper Paladin from getting mana by moving it down one slot. It's more important than your High Paladin. Your High Paladin has that 40% skull reduction in case your Topaz Giant dies from, you know, doing his thing way too much. I mean, look at that picture. He gets tired quick. His hand hurts. His right hand hurts quite a bit. So he might get tired and tuckered out and die, and then you'll have your High Paladin, 40% skull reduction, step up to the plate. And then you won't have your Paladin taking damage to its armor. So I would recommend maybe something like this. Maybe even the super late battles, you might go something like this even. Then you got Priestess of Light also taking yellow away from Paladin. So you don't want to do that too early until you absolutely have to. Like if your High Paladin starts taking damage, you start losing your Topaz Giant, and then your High Paladin also starts taking damage, you might want to consider like doing something like this. Like as a last-ditch effort to complete the Epic Trial. But for most people, I'm going to say this right here. Just in case your Topaz Giant dies, you don't want your main damage dealer taking damage to its armor, which it boosts off of. Let's go to battle. I think I got guard medals on, which is good. That's what you want, guard medals. I don't even want Anu. Like, I'm just going to go with 3 guard, I think. So if you want to do what I'm doing, do that. Anu wouldn't be bad, though. And Anu and 2 guard is a good option as well. Alright, we're going to want to get up that Paladin, mostly. So let's go with the green. Let's go with the brown. Maybe hope for yellow from the sky. Nope. Let's go with purple and red. He's already getting hit. Big old purple. Yellow extra turn. Alright, so we got the Paladin, but I'm going to wait until I get High Paladin. You'll see why here in a sec. Maybe we cast that Priestess. Not a lot of yellow, but we're not going to cast her any other time. She gave the barrier to our first slot. Take skulls just so they don't. Let's go ahead and cast this guy. And we want to take out Mulak first. So we're going to cast on Mulak if we have a choice. That thing's doing pretty good right now. It turns converts 5 purple gems to yellow giant gems. Just going to keep shooting Mulak. Alright, now I'm going to cast my High Paladin before I cast my Paladin, because the High Paladin does damage to the 2 strongest enemies. So if you want to, like, you can't control that. So you can control your Paladin. So you might as well shoot the High Paladin first, and then you can maybe finish something off with your Paladin. That's what I was doing anyway. Let's grab these skulls first, though. We could blow up that Deathmark gem, maybe. Nope. Alright, now High Paladin. I mean, it makes more sense if you cast him, like, earlier before we hit Mulak a bunch, because he might hit Mulak. Alright, now we do Paladin, who's doing, like, 239 damage or something. So we're going to go after Mulak. And let's do this. Keep going after Mulak. Why Mulak? Because it drains all mana from an enemy and does true damage, which is annoying. There he goes. One thing, make sure you have everything fully traded if you can. I even gold medaled everything just to make it easier. Alright, let's maybe shoot off the priestess. Alright, that gives us paladin. Let's shoot her off again. Alright, now we got high paladin. So let's shoot the high paladin. He's the only one we can't, like, choose our target. So I kind of like to shoot him off first. You don't have to do that, it's just the way I'm doing it. Alright, now we can use paladin. And we have 293 damage. Bang, kill that. You should probably go after her second, Lady Saphira, and then him third. So the Templar you want to kill last. I was just able to one-shot him, so I went ahead with it. So if you're targeting, target Lady Saphira second. Got 280, 293 again. Bang. Take skulls so they don't. Take skulls so they don't. Let's kill her. She also does true damage. That's why you want to kill her second. Let's shoot the priestess at the most yellow giant gems. Got free skulls there. Let's go high paladin. He should hit him twice now, I think. 145. Then paladin. It's not that hard. We have skull reduction. We have barriers. We have troops that are boosting off of armor to do tons of damage. Should be pretty easy. Buying the copies. Why? Because it's really cheap. Anywhere else, you're going to pay like 2,500 gems for a fully ascended copy of a pet. Or you're going to have to do a delve and pay that much and go to 500. The starry pets are cheap. That's why you buy them. It's a cheap Whitehelm pet. You might as well do it. Plus you get more stats towards the epic trial and it'll be easier to get it done. So yeah, you definitely want to buy those just because they're cheap. It's like if toilet paper was a penny, you would buy it. Just because it's cheap, right? You're going to need it. You might as well buy it when it's really cheap. If it's something you're going to need and you know you're going to need it, and it's on sale and it's super cheap, you might as well buy it while it's on sale. Because you're going to need it one day. You're going to need the Starry Sacred Cub one day because it's a Whitehelm pet. So might as well buy it while it's super cheap. Increase its level, which was dumb because I should have increased its level cap first. Back, now we do this. And we'll have a little bit of extra stats for our team for the epic trial now. I don't expect it's going to be too hard, but yeah, watch my live stream at 10 a.m. on Wednesday if you want to see the final battle of the Whitehelm epic trials. Anyway, that's it for this one. Good luck this week. How'd you guys do in Guild Wars? I went, I got over 50,000 points. I had like a crap sandwich. My brown team did terrible on the first day, and then my purple team did terrible on the last day. So I had a nice poop sandwich of Guild Wars. But I still scored over 50,000. I still did like top 10 in my guild maybe, and I'm okay with it. I got a new brown team for next Guild Wars, and maybe my purple team is in the doghouse as well. But yeah, let me know how you did in Guild Wars. Let me know what you think about the week and everything. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Get about the channel, comment below. Faction event at Reset tomorrow. Live stream on Wednesday at 10 a.m. EST. See ya.